This is a pretty nice rig, this 2023 Ford Ranger XLT. As you see it here, about $51,000, with about $10,000 worth of options. The Ranger slots in between the smaller Ford Maverick and the gargantuan F-150. And when I say gargantuan, I mean big. In fact, this Ranger here is about the same size as an F-150 in 1997. The Ranger is a bit bigger than what reasonable folks would call a mid-size pickup. And with 7,500 pounds of towing capacity, 1,860 pounds of maximum payload, and a 270 horsepower motor, well, it will do just fine as both a recreational rig towing your boat or a work truck loaded with tools. The obvious question is, should you buy the 2023 Ranger? I might if I were looking for a better price on a pickup that's pretty capable and quite a nice rig to look at. I might be less keen if I absolutely, positively had to have the newest, the coolest, most technologically advanced, most modern pickup on the market. And here's why. Ford will very soon launch a completely reinvented Ranger, one that is already for sale in other parts of the world, including Australia. And so this video comes in two parts. First, I will look at what this Ranger right here has to offer. And then in part two, I will tell you what Ford is doing for the 2024 Ranger, a rig likely to show up here in North America very, very soon. This Ranger certainly looks the part. It's solid and substantial, even a bit brutish. The high belt line is all pickup. The grille is, well, a pickup grille. The windshield is slightly slanted, which makes it look sort of athletic and helps with aerodynamics for fuel efficiency. The overhangs are short, front and rear, which is not only pleasing to the eye, but useful for off-roading. That is, short overhangs are important for approach and departure angles. You can get the Ranger with front bash plates and skid plates, an off-road suspension, all-terrain tires, a rear locking differential, and Ford's own terrain management system. This Super Crew has room for 4 adults, maybe 5 in a pinch, but they will be pinched. The cabin is perfectly acceptable, though this tiny screen is barely bigger than your average smartphone. The Sync infotainment software is responsive, but in this model it's limited in the way info and functions are presented and managed. This is a place where the 2024 will surely be a major upgrade. And then there is the driving piece. This 4x4's ride is pretty bouncy. I expect 2024 body management and suspension tuning will be a major upgrade. The turning circle here is terrible, though again, I would expect the engineers at Ford to have dialed in improvements in this area too. All in all, this Ranger is a perfectly acceptable work and recreation truck, even though the design here is more than a decade old. But can you get a deal on a model which is being phased out? Well, the dealer markup is only about $3,000 on the Ranger. And as far as I can see, Ford is not offering buyers big fat incentives and 0% financing offers. That means you might get $1,000 or so off the dealer sticker, but I'd be surprised if you were offered much more than that. Time for the summary of the 2023 Ranger Crew Cab in this test. Thumbs up? Towing capacity and payload are full-size like. The design is solid and substantial looking, though wait for the thumbs down side of this story. The 2023 has a capable terrain management system. And you might get some sort of deal because a reinvented 2024 Ranger is almost here. Thumbs down. It's a 10-year-old design. not awful, but not particularly interesting. The tight back seat is too tight for a crew cab in 2023 going into 2024. This tiny screen is way too small, and the infotainment software is dated. The ride is bouncy, and overall ride comfort, it's just not up to snuff. It feels like a 10-year-old design. So the wrap? This is not the coolest, newest, most tech-advanced pickup in its class, but one is coming for 2024 with a Ranger badge. Which brings us to this very important question. Should you wait for the 2024 Ranger? Now, I haven't tested it yet, but I have done some research, and there's plenty I can tell you about what's due in dealer showrooms very soon. Yes, there is a new exterior, and it is a step forward. Frankly, one pickup kinda looks like the next one to me. If I had to use one word to describe this new 2024 design, it would be cleaner. And then I would make mention of the more interesting lighting. Ford has also given the Ranger a new interior. Again, evolutionary changes, not revolutionary. All the materials have received an upgrade, but is there anything really startling here? The new digital cluster is definitely a major step forward. But what Ford has done with the infotainment screens would be a deal maker for me. The improvements are that substantial. Car makers the world over have discovered the importance of all-around lighting. Zone lighting is what Ford calls it here. Without a doubt, it's useful to be able to see where you're stepping at night when you approach a rig this big, or any rig really. Less obvious to the naked eye, but perhaps more important to the truck's functionality, are the new E-shifter and electric parking brake. These are just basic engineering upgrades that have been long due for efficiency and functionality. Ford has also upgraded the drive modes available both on and off-road. Keep in mind, though, that the basic chassis underneath the reworked body remains the same as the one offered for 2023. It has just been tweaked and tidied up by chassis engineers to improve ride comfort and deliver somewhat sharper responses. I'm looking forward to the test drive because, frankly, this version of the Ranger feels a bit old. A long-needed design change is this access step to make using the box easier. Ford has upgraded the cargo management system. Finally, power. We are told that the powertrain upgrades are significant and we should be excited about them. Here in North America, we almost certainly will not get the V6 turbo diesel on offer in Australia. In North America, I would expect Ford to offer a gasoline-electric hybrid version right out of the chute. Let's have a quick summary of what you can expect in the 2024 Ranger. It starts with a rugged new exterior design, eye-catching. The upgraded interior with better materials, long overdue. I love the new digital cluster, and there are huge improvements in the infotainment offerings. Lighting? Well, the lighting of this coming 2024 Ranger is light years better. Engineering upgrades, such as an E-shifter and E-parking brake, are long overdue. As are the improved driving dynamics with an upgraded terrain management system. A new cargo step is long needed, and there is one on both sides of this bed. And the cargo management systems are finally functional for working adults. And we have promises of powertrain offerings that are stronger and more efficient, with perhaps even a hybrid version of the Ranger coming. There you have it, a quick rundown of what Ford has done to modernize the Ranger for 2024. Thanks for watching. I'm Jeremy Cato, and this is CatoCarGuy.com. See you next time.